Hello everyone. So these days we are learning the files, and so far we have talked about the definition of the file. Then we also talked about that why we need files and different types of files. Like here you have two types, text and the binary. And also we discussed about the different operations which we can perform on the file, like you can create file, you can open file, closing operation is there, also the reading and writing operations are there. Now today we'll talk about the working with the files, like how you can actually perform different operations on the files. And very first, see this line. So basically you need a pointer which has the data type file. Let's understand this line in detail. So if I write fptr, right? So you will understand that this is the variable. But if I put the asterisk sign, it means I am talking about the pointer variable. And if it's a pointer variable, means this pointer is going to point something, right? That something can be a variable, can be a function, anything. And how will we come to know that to which it is going to be point? So for that we always check for the data type. So if I write the integer, means it is going to point some integer value, right? But here you can see the mentioned word is the file. So yes, file is nothing but the data type. So from this line you can understand that this fptr is a pointer which going to point some file, right? So this statement becomes very essential when you are working with the files, because you cannot work without the pointer, you cannot work with the files without the pointer. So this is very essential line. Now let's see that how to use this pointer to actually work or to actually perform the different operations on the file. Okay, so this is the just an introduction about the some library functions and file functions. So let's directly focus on this line. So here we have the ptr is equal to fopen, and then we have two parameters. Let's understand this statement. So first is the fopen, right? So fopen is nothing but the function, and this function takes two parameters, 1 and 2. And if you notice, both the parameters are under the inside the double quotes. The first parameter is nothing but the file name with extension. Keep in mind, file name with the extension. And the second parameter is the mode. Right, we will discuss about the mode in more detail in the next session, but right now we'll just understand that mode should be there and the file name with the extension, right? And fopen is a function which comes from the stdio.h library. We know about the library functions, right? We know about the libraries, and stdio. We have already discussed in the previous semester. So file name along with the extension, and the second parameter would be the mode. So this line is most important line while you are working with the file. Now what happens here when you try to open this particular file in this particular mode using this function? So what function returns? This function returns the address of this file. So if I say that this is the file, and of course this file must be on the hard disk somewhere in the memory, right? And this is the starting address. Let's say it starts with the 1001. So this 1001 will be stored in this ptr, and this ptr will point to this particular file, right? So this is something very important when we talk about the files. Now let's see this program. Here we have a program you can perform this program on your computer. So see, the very first line is include stdio.h. After that, the main function, the return data type is integer, so we have written the return 0. Now file asterisk fp. Now we know that when we work with the file, we need this type of pointer, right, which has a data type file. Now next statement, fopen is a function, yes, which comes from this stdio.h. Then two parameters are there. First parameter is the name of the file, and the name of the file is test.txt. Remember, file name must be with an extension. And second is the mode. A means the append mode. There are different modes that we will talk on in the next class, but right now in the first program we will mention the A only. So now when you'll open this file, the address of that file will be stored in the FP, so you can work with that file using this FP pointer. Now what will happen when you will run this program? Let's say this append mode basically do the two operations. One, actually we are opening the file, right, and the second is the create. So what happens when you apply this fopen and there is an A mode or the append mode? It means that if file exists, then it will directly open it. But suppose the file does not exist. If file does not exist, in that case, first it will create the file and then it will open the file. So the benefit or the main advantage of the append mode is, if the file exists, in that case it will directly open it, and if it does not exist, in that case it will automatically create it and open it. Now the question is where you can see this test.txt. So basically the place or the path where you have stored this program, for example C drive or any other folder, you can see this test.txt file there only, or otherwise in certain cases it happens like you can see that file in the bin folder. But yeah, you can see this file inside the computer, right? So just this program is simply we are just creating the file. We are not doing any other thing, like we are not writing anything, nothing. We are just testing. So do one thing, try to open one existing file and the file which is not existing. So you can check by changing the name. Like for example, first you can write the hello.txt, so this file is not there, and in the second time you can do like you can create the text file like 123.txt you can create and then try to open it, right? So this is about the file pointer and how to open the file. In the next session, we will talk about the different modes of the modes to open the file, and also we'll discuss some programs. So that's it for today. Hello everyone. So see this program. Here we have written the code, the same code which we discussed in the present PPT. So see, here I have written hello.txt, and now I'll run this code. So let me run it. So okay, you can see that exit code is 0, means there is no error, and here you can see that hello.txt has been created, right? The same way. Okay, let me rename it. Okay, first let me create another file. Let's say 1 2 3 4, right? And now again I am running it. So yeah, we got the exit code 0 and 1 2 3 4 file has been created. Now let me rename it. So I'm just renaming it with the test, and I press OK, and I'm coming back to the code, and here I'm writing test.txt, right? Let me run it. Okay, so you got the exit code 0, means there is no any error, right? So what happened, the file was already there, so it did not create the new file, right? It did not create the new file. But we also checked that when the file was not there, when the file was not existed, in that case it created the file, right? So this is very simple program. And one more thing, suppose you have created this file, or the existing file is somewhere else in the computer. In that case you can write the complete path, like C and let's say program folder and somewhere this, right? So you can also write the path. You can copy this path from your window explorer. So this is how you can run the, or you can simply open the file. In the next session we will talk about the different modes, and also we will run the other programs.